Welcome again to another episode of Burnout and Beyond. I am Victor Bartley, your host, and we are pleased here at Burnout and Beyond to discuss burnout and its impact on leaders in various sectors of the workforce, and we want to learn about how different spaces and different industries are handling, addressing, and recovering from burnout, ultimately to live a life of prevention in burnout. And today we are thrilled to have Roger Harrison with us as a guest. Welcome, Roger, to the space.
Oh, thank you so much, Victor, and I really thank you for inviting me to the show. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're so glad to have you. You have a wealth of experience, and so we are looking forward to hearing what you will share with us in this time together. Can you, as you are introducing yourself, can you tell us about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Absolutely, and thank you for that. And I appreciate the invite and all of your kindness. My name is Roger Harrison, and I have a master's degree in engineering management. I am currently the project engineer here at Lawerence Technological University. I am the project engineer for the Department of Civil and Architectural Engineering. I am also a OSHA trainer, and I train the OSHA 10-hour cards and the OSHA 30-hour cards for the general industry and also for construction industry.
Wow.
I've just recently was named the safety officer for the College of Engineering here on campus. And I work closely with students that are doing research projects, and then all of our labs that we do for civil engineering, for testing, for concrete certifications, just a variety of things that we do here to work with our students to obtain a bachelor's degree, perhaps a master's degree, or even a PhD related into the field.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. So you wear multiple hats within the sector of engineering, and you also are in the higher educate. You're in the higher education space as well as the professional and a certification space as well. I would say just at a more corporate level, and even a federal level, for as it relates to safety. Wow, that's a wealth of experience that I think is definitely valuable as we talk about burnout. So in your work, in your current work, what led you to the higher education as well as the professional certification around safety?
Well, prior to my work here at Lawrence Tech, my previous career, I'll call it, I'm still certified actually, a
Okay.
forensic fire and explosion investigator with the International Association of Arson Investigators. And
Wow.
I traveled all over the country investigating and doing origin and cause of major fires and explosions. Some of the cases I've been involved with are the nightclub fire, the Station nightclub fire in Rhode Island, which occurred
Okay.
in 2003. Lots of young people struggle to remember that far back, but I have to remind them of that one. 100 fatals at that one, actually. Very
Wow.
tragic and very sad. Many hours of hard work for that particular case, as well as, say, for example, to give you another one, Formosa Plastics that was located in Illiopolis, Illinois.
Okay.
That was a chemical plant that had a tragic explosion followed by a fire that consumed pretty much the entire facility in the end. So,
Okay. Wow. 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 Um, so you have a wealth of experience in multiple sectors. Safety, I hear, is a thread, and infrastructure are things that are consistent. Tell us. I know that we have some cool videos and other things that you have to share with us. in our time together. And so whenever you are ready for those to be shared, just cue me, and
Okay.
we'll make sure that that our viewers that will be watching this rebroadcast are able to see those clearly. But we want to talk just a little bit in your experience. How would you define burnout? How would you define burnout?
Well, and I've had a chance to kind of think about that a bit. But I think it's a feeling of emptiness, mentally exhausted, um, just not motivated. It ties closely with depression, I think, just from my perspective.
Okay.
And I didn't mention previously, but I also have a minor degree in psychology, which
Okay.
I have found that minor degree in psychology very helpful
Okay.
in achieving balance is the word that I look for in life, especially relating to things like burnout and not getting too far in one direction or the other.
Yeah.
Achieving that balance.
Awesome. No, that's incredible. Just kind of as an acronym of sorts, you have burnout on one end and you have balance on the other end. Can you tell us just a little bit of what from your psychology background, what is it um, that has really helped keep you grounded as it relates to balance, um, and against really battling against the potential of burnout?
Well, if I could probably start you with my life's journey
Go
to
ahead.
give you an example.
Hmm.
What I have found, though, as a young person, so I grew up inner city Detroit,
Okay.
and I grew up on welfare and food stamps,
Okay.
and I stood in line with my mom for government cheese as they handed out big blocks of cheese and things like that, and lived in poverty, and it was a struggle for living in poverty, as many are might be aware of that whole arrangement. And then several things have happened in my childhood too that were excessive. But for one example, in high school, in the 10th grade, a long time friend of mine that I've known her since she was in the first grade with me. Uh, she was raped and murdered by another student, and so that was devastating. At that time, too, I was a 10th grader. She was my long time friend, but she had a crush on me, and her locker was next to mine, and we were really good friends, and it was really sad. She was also an identical twin, and but that whole point at that moment, her loss, she was just so much positive energy in my life, and then all of a sudden, no longer there, and
Wow.
dealing with that at that age without any kind of prior experience or not even knowing what was going on. I went into this state of mind that now that I look back on it as a 55-year-old educated person, right? Looking back at my 15-year-old self, which I'm sure most people have a tendency to do. Back then, this was 1982, right? They didn't have counselors that came on to the high school property to counsel the students and work with them, which is such a good idea.
Absolutely.
Um, so I found myself just in this struggle, if you will, to just regain a sense of normalcy, a sense of to get my perspectives and things that were important to me back into the proper priority, right? And that really didn't happen until almost my senior year. So I struggled through the 10th grade and then into the 11th grade. And clearly, you can see that on my grades and my performance and everything that I was doing. It reflected all of that struggle. And if it not for some dedicated teachers that got into my world and noticed, a significant decline in my work performance and just my overall ambition and motivation, and just kind of tired of the world and everything around. But they got into my world in a very positive and caring way that shook me to the core and really got me back on track. And I found my sense of being in my senior year and was able to finish and get through all of that. But it was a struggle.
Wow. Wow. And that's what you just described, I believe, is so I think so many listeners will be able to relate to, because burnout can feel like that. Sometimes you don't even know what's happened to you. And obviously you were able to pinpoint, you were even at 15 were aware of the deep loss, the sense of loss that you felt in losing your friend. Um, but of course, the things that followed that, the side effects were so many, so compounded, so overwhelming,
Right.
um, that there was the necessity to have a community around you to help lift you as well. Just such an incredible story.
Oh, thank you.
When, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Difficult getting through that. And as I look at it now as a much more educated and experienced individual,
sure.
I see that having an opportunity for others that might be going through situations like that, it's very, very important to have support. It's very important to have people to talk to.
Mhm.
And talk about it on a regular basis. If you can find folks that have similar experiences, have some group therapy and group chat, all of that's so beneficial to really work through all of that, and and to have a good understanding that you're not alone in this, and that there are plenty of other people that are suffering in the same way that just really haven't said anything to anybody.
No, the silent sufferer is a real syndrome, as you just articulated. And I heard someone once say that one of the best things to know as a human is that you're not alone. Um, and you're right. Just coming out of silence, you become aware of how many others around you can relate, have experience, or right where you are. And so that is absolutely powerful. Uh,
No.
you you have a TikTok following. You have a few things that you're involved in. Tell us some of the ways that you prevent that you've done to prevent burnout and even recover from that experience or other experiences like it in your own life.
Well, you mentioned the TikTok video, which I sent you an image.
Yeah, here
Where,
we have it.
so what this is about is I've got three beautiful daughters, and
Okay.
my youngest daughter Emma, she's 17, and last year she says, "Dad, you need a TikTok account," and I was like, "TikTok? Are you serious? What?" I thought that was just a young person's thing, right?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she signs me up for TikTok, and I said, "So what are we going to do?" And she goes, "I don't know. Can you think of something?" And I said, "Well, I know. How about I do the 12 egg flip, right?" And I thought that everybody kind of does this kind of stuff, right? So, and I do this 12 egg flip because on Sunday mornings we have breakfast, and
Mhm.
it's time consuming to cook 12 eggs over easy, right? So if you cook for each person, 4 servings, you're like 20 minutes just cooking nothing but eggs, right? So I thought, well, why can't I just do them all at the same time, and then we'll divvy them up, and then we can all eat hot, eggs for breakfast. So I learned how to first I learned how to flip three, and then
Okay.
four, and then six, and then eight, and then now I do on a regular basis 12 without any issue.
Okay. Wow.
And so I actually flipped them in one hand and took my phone, and I was recording the flip with my phone in the other hand, right?
Okay. Wow.
And the video is only 17 seconds long.
Okay. Okay.
So she posts it. This is my one and only video. I have not posted any other videos, right?
Okay.
2 hours later, my dad says, or my daughter says, "Dad, uh, you've got like 10,000 views already. And I said, what? Are you kidding me? And it went viral on the first day.
Yeah.
And then on my account, I have 720,000 views. And then all of these duets that started popping up, uh, totaling over 5 million views
Wow.
just with the TikTok and 17 seconds of flipping some eggs. And
Yeah.
what that did though, and as you can tell now, it was fun.
Absolutely.
And every time we talk about it, it turns into a positive event that I've got lots of feedback, and mostly everyone that was commenting all loved it, and gave me accolades. And who doesn't love a little bit of attention, But I mean, I wasn't expecting any of that. It was just
Sure.
very, very rewarding and fun all on its own. But
Wow.
that's one possibility, I mean, do something like that, have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, no, that's, it can't be underestimated. Dr. Stewart, in the book Play, talks about the quintessential importance of play in our life balance and creativity and wellness. And so you sharing about, just doing something that became something you developed and for fun, and just the joy and positive energy that it shared, the viral positive energy that it shared with others is so important. Finding ways to enjoy life, finding ways to smile, finding ways to be consumed in play, is just, it's so simple yet so powerful at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. That's super cool. You have also, I know you mentioned that you travel with family, and the impact that time with family has had.
Well, oh, sure. And so one of the things also, as far as well, that's a
Beautiful.
trip that I went to Disney World with the family. That's
Yeah.
my wife and my daughter Emma that I mentioned earlier, and her best friend Autumn.
Okay.
Uh,
Awesome.
and we just wound up, and this is June of this year, right? Just
Okay.
after all of the mask mandates came off for COVID-19, and
Okay.
we planned it all out perfectly, because I predicted back in January that I think by June we're looking pretty good. Let's plan a trip, and it all worked out really well. But
Okay.
had a lot of fun. The um,
Cool.
the other thing too, if you see the background that you've got set here, um,
Mhm.
the this background is from a vacation in 2019 that I went on with my family as well. It was a fantastic, restful vacation, and this is a photograph of a sunrise in the Smoky Mountains, sitting on the back porch of a cabin. Now, I use this as my background for all of our Zoom meetings and things like that. And so the significance here, though, is to kind of be therapeutic while you're in the process of working all together. Let's do it all at the same time, right? A lot of people like to try to separate that and say, oh well, the weekend I'll have some fun, and then during the day they get a lot of pressure to feel like they have to perform, and there's all these things that kind of add up and build up and create a lot of tension. So for me, what I did is this photo makes all of these connections to just a great, very um, successful vacation, restful. This was actually, no, my mom passed away this last December,
Wow.
and
Condolences.
thank you. But she went with us on this vacation, had so much fun, right?
Wow.
And in a moment, we'll look at me picking the banjo, because I was actually sitting on the back porch at that time playing the banjo.
Okay.
And so, and I played some songs for my mom, and she's from Kentucky. That's where she was born, and she just enjoys my banjo playing, and turns into a lot of fun. So there's all of these dots that are connected to just having a wonderful vacation. And when I use this as my background during all of perhaps some busy meetings that are intense. Some of them might be a little stressful. My Zoom background puts me right in the middle of that. Like, so I'm back on this porch, um, enjoying my vacation again while I'm in the middle of perhaps, a meeting that is just a part of everyday routine. And so these little things like that, though, is don't wait for an end of a workday to try to deal with it. Deal with it all day long. There are just little things that you can do. You can still do both. You can kind of meditate, or you can get into that mode. This particular background, like I say, I make all these connections to that vacation, and I can just feel all of that stress and things just basically melting right off of me the moment that I think of that.
Wow, man, that was so powerful of allowing life to join you at work and to not create these compartmentalized spaces of where life can't come here with me, or life only belongs here. It's all life, and
Absolutely.
it's necessary for our well-being to not do that. And just these simple ways are so, again, so practical and powerful. Just a picture, an image that's worth thousands of words and many memories. uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that
And,
you share.
like I say, my mom has since passed. So, I'll never be able to have that connection again to that particular, event. And
Yeah.
so it makes it even more special, right? It's very touching. And we have a lot of that here. A lot of the faculty here will bring their family in, and it's like a family type of atmosphere where you're working together, but you're also knowing that everybody has a life as well. They've got families, they've got kids, and you try and make all of that mesh and make it all work together. That, I think, provides more support, more feedback, and all positive energy from all of it. Because we're all busy professionals, doing a job, but also keeping everything at home in perspective as well.
No, absolutely. No, and that's incredible that the culture at LTU encourages and invites um, whole persons to come to work, right? Not
Absolutely.
just the professional, credentialed a person, but also the person that comes from home, that's
Yeah.
their memories of their children, their wife, their spouse, or uh, husband, or whomever may be their significant other. But yeah, just bringing all of them to work is such a pivotal role, not just in the, as you spoke about, the role that we each have in staving off burnout, but also employers and organizations having creating these cultures where this is the norm, where this is encouraged
Oh,
for
exactly.
people to be themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't begin to tell you how spoiled I feel because of it, right? So, when I was a forensic fire and explosion investigator traveling, I had a Platinum Plus airlines with, at the time, Northwest Airlines, right? Because I'd been
Okay.
on the airplane so much, right? It sounds glamorous, but at the time, Emma was just a baby, and I got to that point where it was like, I want to be at home and be a good dad. I want to be there for my daughter. And these
Wow.
are things like young people, as they're evolving and thinking about careers and where they want to go and which direction and all that. And when you're young, all that traveling sounds glamorous, and quite frankly, it's a lot of fun for a while. But then, when the application of family comes in and you're still doing all that traveling, and your kids are like, when are you coming home? We've got a game tonight. Are you coming? Are you going to be able to make that kind of stuff? And so I made that transition
Wow.
from all of that traveling, and found this great job, right? So I was working for 12 years. My boss at the time was a retired Navy commander. And he was a professor at the Naval Academy and taught chemistry, right? And so from there, I came to Lawrence Tech, and then I did fire research engineering for the U.S. Army here for 3 years. as I moved into the Department of Civil and Architectural Engineering after that. But I've got like 15 years of military type of work experience, and without ever being in the military. That's how it worked out. Um, but I've been blessed and fortunate. And now when I work here, though, it's so different. It's so therapeutic, right? I mean, I'm dealing all day long with young, enthusiastic young people that are just hungry for learning and wanting to know information, and being able to sit down with them and teach them and share with them some of my personal stories, especially the classes teaching the OSHA safety and things like that. Just a lot of fun, you know.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, as just before we wrap up, there are a few other uh, images and um, images and videos that you have to share with us that highlight some of the work that you do with OSHA as well as LTU.
182,000 pounds. That was excellent. And that's just a quick snippet, and I'm sure that the link will be provided. That's technically over an hour-long video, and I
Yes.
appreciate you taking the time to show that precise moment at which we had that failure. So where we were at the Naval Grace Center for Innovative Materials Research, and that
Okay.
is Dr. Grace is the dean of the College of Engineering for Lawrence Tech, University,
Okay.
and we were basically running a test of. These are actually concrete bridges, but the bridges are reinforced instead of with steel rebar and things of that nature. They've changed that material to carbon fiber, and so you have these carbon fiber versions that are embedded and pre-stressed and then combined. And that's a 40-foot long simulated bridge, right?
Okay. Okay.
Then we put a load on it, and you can see you've got about 18 inches of deflection where it kind of bows like a big smiley face.
Yeah.
And I have to give lots of credit to the other project engineer in our department too, Mark Casabasi, and
Okay.
him and all of the hardworking students there, Mohammed and Andrew and Ashton and all of the hardworking students that were participated in that. We also had a visit from the Lieutenant Governor,
Yeah.
Garland Gilchrist II, who came by and was talking with Dr. Grace and wanted to see this exactly what was happening here. And here's a photo of those two talking. And in the background there, you don't see our bridge in this background. It is one of the world's largest testing ovens where we can actually test these
Wow.
large concrete beams under temperatures like 2,300 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay. Okay.
And just quite an amazing, site. And we can do a lot of that testing relating to that.
Okay.
That was also, that oven was on the show Modern Marvels, if you're a big fan of
Okay.
any of the cable shows, right?
Okay.
But we were pleased and honored to have Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist to arrive, visit, and talk with our students and check out everything. Quite a very respected and knowledgeable person. He's a graduate from University of Michigan, and quite impressed. And we're grateful that he came there to visit.
No, that's so awesome, and it takes me back to even my engineering days at Clemson University,
Oh,
and
nice.
just those testing labs and concrete testing and failure and bringing it to the point of failure. So those brought back that video brings back great memories even for me, and
Fantastic.
even as you talk about that, and I just see the failing point, as you have encouraged um, organizations, individuals that are watching this replay, when the signs of deflection are showing, failure is on the way, right?
Right.
and,
Yes.
and so obviously this is just for testing in order to ensure the safety of those that will utilize uh, infrastructure that is designed that way. But even in our own lives, the necessity of being aware of those deflection points as things are starting to bow and to bend. As you mentioned before, I thought it was so powerful. Get help. There are support systems. There are individuals. There are coaches. There are counselors. There are those around you that are that are willing to serve and to help restore the well-being and to bounce back, even from these deflection points of life. Obviously, in testing, pressure is added for the purpose of safety in the long term, but in our lives, we can lift that pressure off.
Right. Well, and that's exactly right. As an engineer, we often like to take things to failure, and
Absolutely.
we like to push it to the limits and
That's
just
right.
check what that design is going to be.
Sure.
But relating to burnout, know thyself, right? Know where you're at in perspective to how you feel and things like that. Now, that whole bridge test, very exciting, all positive energy, a win-win situation. We all love our jobs here. We have just so much fun doing it, right?
Right, right.
As that saying goes, if you love your job, you'll never have to work a day in your life, right? And so that helps maintain that balance too. So
Absolutely.
if you're in a situation where maybe you're overwhelmed with negative, then make some adjustments. Know what it is or where that happiness place is. And stay in there as much as you can.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, that's incredible. Hey, Roger, it's been a pleasure to have you in the podcast and in the space here where we talk about burnout and just how it intersects in various industries. Tell us how can we get connected with you and find out more about what you do?
Well, yeah, you can always reach me here at Lawrence Technological University
Okay.
at any time. I can give you my email address, which is rharrison@ltu.edu.
Okay.
And if perhaps there's potential students out there that want to know some things, I can certainly connect you with administration and folks that will be happy to talk with you. Or in
Awesome.
some cases, maybe people want to go on a tour. We've got lots of tours here that can be scheduled and teach you about. This is one of the best departments as far as civil engineering in the nation. We've
Yeah.
got the U.S. Army, and we've got the Michigan Department of Transportation. We've got some fantastic sponsors, and just a true joy to work here and really make the most out of all of it.
Awesome. 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 I don't know if you'll be coming up with any more TikTok videos, but but for what it's worth, you
Actually,
can check out that TikTok video.
yeah, you could find me on TikTok if you wanted to. And actually, I have the most I've ever flipped has been 16. So
Okay.
I may try to do that
Yeah.
just for fun, right?
Okay. No, that'll be cool. On TikTok, what's your handle?
Let's see. It's okay, you got that image again?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah. We can pull it back up
it's where is it at down there at the bottom?
right here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Roger.
underscore Roger 66.
Okay. Okay. Roger underscore Roger 66. So awesome. Awesome. The 12 egg flip is on. But we've encouraged, we're anticipating the 16 egg flip.
Yes, yes,
Again, just a lot of fun, things to do, find creative ways to still play
right.
and to enjoy life. And that's part of the prevention of burnout. Roger, it's been, again, a tremendous time sharing with you,
Uh,
learning more about you and what you do. And
same
thank you again.
Same here, Victor. I appreciate the invite and all of the information. You're definitely a very kind person. We appreciate all that, and I've had nothing but fun.
Great.
Anytime, you
Well,
just let me know.
okay, we'll do. Well, we want to thank each of you for watching this episode, this latest episode of Burnout and Beyond. And always remember that burnout is an invitation to begin again. Peace.